What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. If it's your first time tuning in, please go down below, hit that like button, subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell. Today we're gonna be firing some shots back at my boy Cam over there at Everything Diesel. Check him out on YouTube at Everything Diesel, and also follow him on Instagram. It's everything_diesel. He makes some pretty good videos, and he uploads daily, so some things you definitely don't want to miss. He has a pretty good channel going, so check him out. But basically yesterday he did he caught himself doing a little challenge, calling out a few YouTubers that follow him or subscribe to him, basically explaining why he believed his 07.5 6.7 Cummins was the best diesel out there to buy on the market right now. So basically what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna do the same exact thing but on my 6.0 and explain to you guys why I believe the 6.0 is the best bang for your buck truck or diesel to buy out there on the market today. So with further ado, let's get to it. So why I think the 6.0 is the best bang for your buck out there diesel to buy today is, number one, the price. You can find plenty of 6.0s out there for under $20,000. This was my first diesel truck, and when I was looking for a diesel truck, you know, budget was the number one thing. I didn't have a ton of money to go out and buy a brand new diesel truck, or even a diesel truck that was, you know, 3, 4, 5 years old. So 6.0 was in my price range, my budget to buy when at that time. So you can definitely find a 6.0 out there under $20,000 with let's say under 150,000 miles, which diesel owners know that's just getting warmed up for a diesel truck. So if you're in the market for a diesel, you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, 6.0 is definitely a truck to look into. I mean, I haven't had any trouble out of mine. I love it. It does what I needed to do, and I can't complain. Number two, the 6.0 is just a timeless looking truck. This truck, it blends in with the new trucks. It could blend in with the old trucks. It just looks good all around. Now, yes, I do have the 2016 or 2012, 2016 front bumper and rear bumper, but besides that, the truck is the 05, 07 platform. The truck is just timeless in my eyes. I go places all the time, and people are like, "Man, what year truck is that?" I'm like, "It's a 06." They're like, "What? No way." But yeah, the truck is just timeless. It looks good. It has the upgraded front suspension and everything like the newer truck. So all in all, the truck is it has a timeless look. I'm just gonna leave it there. And that brings me to point number three. There were only two manufacturers in the US that had solid axle front ends. That was Ford and Dodge. GM did not have solid axle trucks then, and they still do not to this day. In my eyes, a diesel truck should have a solid axle. It's too much weight in the front and too big of a truck not to have a solid axle. In my eyes, you see a lot of guys doing solid axle swaps on their GM trucks for a reason. It's a reason these guys are all wanting to do solid axle swaps. They're not just doing it for the fun of it. Point number four, the technology in these trucks was so far ahead of Dodge and GM. Dodge and GM are really just getting to this point that Ford was at in 2005. Like this keyless door entry, those guys are just catching up to that and just, you know, integrating that into their vehicles now. Ford had standard trailer brakes as well as upfitter switches. I don't have them in my truck, but 05, 07 trucks did have the upfitter switches. I just have a basic Lariat interior, so I guess mine didn't get it. So, but you had those two options. You had your switch on the fly forward drive. You still had to go outside and lock your hubs, but you still, if your hubs were already locked, you kept them locked. You could switch from right inside the truck. A lot of the trucks came with the sunroofs. Mine, again, did not come with that, but that was an option then. Now you're seeing a lot of the trucks coming with sunroofs or panoramic roofs now as a upgraded option. Ford was doing this in 05. So that's gonna bring me to point number 5, which is interior. Ford has always led the pack in interior. I could probably say Dodge has upped their game, and I would say 2018 has just upped their game with the interior, trying to catch up to Ford, and as well as GM. But Ford has always had nice interiors. This in 05 probably was, you know, Mac Daddy status. Like, this was the shit. My stuff's a little dirty. Interior's a little dirty. I need to clean it, but you can see a lot of the interior in 05 was what you see nowadays. In 05, you even had climate control from your steering wheel as well as radio control. I'm pretty sure Dodge nor GM had that in none of their trucks at this time. Ford had cruise control. You can control your air, heater, whatever, as well as your radio, all from your steering wheel in 05. Pretty sure no one else had that in class. Ford has always had, or always been, a leader in space in the rear. I'm about 6'2.5", 6'3" if you want to say it, but this is with my driver's seat all the way back and me sitting in the back. I have plenty of room. I'm comfortable, and I'm not squinched up. And this is how all the Ford trucks have always been, even down to the F-150s. They've all had space like that. Now, Cam had a point about the mega cab being the leading cab size in that time, and he's right, the mega cab. But it took Dodge to make a whole new cab design to compete with the Ford stock cab size. So I'm gonna say Ford won this category. GM, y'all's interior and cab size was just as bad as Dodge. I'm not even gonna say anything else. But yeah, Ford takes the cake in that category. Even you guys that drive those trucks, deep down inside, you guys know that Ford has always and will always have the best interior. Even though you guys probably won't want to admit it, deep down inside, you guys know. So, let's get to point number 6, I think it is, which is probably the most important or main focus everyone is concerned about in a diesel truck, and that's going to be the engine. Now let me break it down to you guys before you start comparing the engines. Dodge had 2 engines in this time span from 05 to 07. They had the 5.9 and they had the 6.7. The 5.9 made 325 horsepower with 610 pound-feet of torque. The 6.7 made 350 horsepower with 610 pound-feet of torque. The 6.0 made 325 horsepower with 560 pound-feet of torque. And I believe GM had the 6.6, which made 360 horsepower with 650 pound-feet of torque. Now, I know someone's gonna say, "Oh, Ford's way behind in numbers." They're not far behind. Maybe 25 horsepower off from the other two, and let's say 40 pound-feet of torque. Now, in my opinion, you're not gonna feel that drastic of a difference in those numbers, but you may. I can't speak from experience about that, but in my opinion, you're not gonna feel that difference. But yes, Ford was a little behind in the number category when it came to the engine. So some people may be saying, "Oh, well, they lacking horsepower and torque. I'm gonna go with Dodge or Chevy." Okay, that's fine. But as an all-around powertrain, engine, and transmission, you aren't gonna beat the 6.0. The 6.0's transmissions are stout. You can freaking, I don't know the exact power rating for the stock trans, but I want to say you can push 750 horsepower to that stock trans before you have to upgrade it. Don't quote me on it. That's one thing I want to say you can do. Everyone knows Dodge transmissions suck. You have to baby those things. You can't do much to them before you're gonna blow one. That's just Dodge. That's always been Dodge. They've never had good transmissions. GM, now they have always had the Allison transmission. One of the best transmissions out there, if not the best out there, and that's proven. But as an all-around power plant and trans, I think the 6.0 takes the cake. I may be being a little biased, but I think 750 on a stock trans is pretty good, and that's pushing a lot of horsepower out of 6.0. So yeah, power or engine and trans as a combined package, the 6.0 wins in my opinion. Now, yes, this is a 6.0. I know everyone's gonna say blah 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 blah. 6.0, they're not reliable. They're prone to blowhead gaskets. Blah blah. Yes, this is true, but I can attest to this. They are pretty reliable. I can say that they are pretty reliable. Yes, I do use this truck. I do pull heavy equipment from time to time, not on a daily basis, but I do time to time. The truck does excellent. Now, I do this with 37s, 24x14s daily. When I pull heavy equipment, I still have this setup, and it does perfectly fine. Most of the people that are saying, oh, the trucks don't last, they're crap, and blah, blah, is people that think they're driving race cars in a 3/4 ton truck. Those don't go together. This truck is too big to be trying to drive it like a race car. Yes, we all like to tune them and roll coal and go fast. The trucks were not made for that. That's not what they were built and designed for. They're made to pull and tow. That's what they're made for. Now, yes, like I said, we have grown into the mindset of tuning them, deleting them, and all this, trying to make peak horsepower and race them. Which, if that's what you're gonna do on a daily basis with a stock truck and with the cold air intake, a tune, straight pipe, and all that, you're gonna blow the truck up, or you're gonna blow head gaskets. You're gonna mess it up, is what I'm saying. It's not designed and built for that. So before people even start saying the 6.0 is not reliable, you're wrong. My dad, before I even got my truck, my dad has a 2003 6.0 that he bought brand new off the lot in 2003. His truck has, I want to say, close to, if not over 315,000 miles. Has had no issues. He's had no engine issues, should I say. No trans issues. He's changed the starter twice and changed his batteries a few times. But no engine issues, no trans issues. The 6.0 is proven to be a reliable, stout truck. He's not racing it. He's not dogging it. He's not doing that. He's driving the truck like it was meant to be driven and using it for its purpose. So while we're on this engine situation category, everyone knows that the 6.0, its sound can't be beat. Its turbo sound and whistle, it's just like sex to the ears. Everyone knows that. You put a straight pipe on it, it sounds even better. When that thing is spooling, this is stock turbo. This is not even an aftermarket turbo. Stock, the 6.0 has the best sounding engine, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people will agree, and I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me. But I'm pretty sure more people will agree with me that the 6.0 sounds better than the 6.6, the 5.9, or the 6.7 at this time. What else? You GM boys, feel sorry for you guys. Still don't have a solid axle or front end. That's just horrible. Bed size, I'm pretty sure all the beds in this time era period were about the same, within maybe a few inches or a foot. So nothing really to say about that. But the 6.0 thumbnail. But the 6.0, it's like putting Legos together. Trucks from all the way from 99 to 16 pretty much shared the same frame and body panels. I could take a 2011 door and put it on this truck and it fits perfectly. It's the same door. Pretty much all the parts and pieces are the same, besides the front end and the rear. But with a few brackets, conversion brackets or whatever, you could swap the front end to 2012, 2016 front end if you want it. Same with the back. So the 05, 07 is like a Lego piece. You can mix and match all different kinds of parts from Ford. So the bottom line is, if you're in the market for a diesel truck, I definitely recommend the 6.0. Definitely recommend the 6.0. It's a great truck, great looking truck, always has been a great looking truck. Like I said, it has a timeless look to it. It can fit in with the older generation trucks or the newer generation trucks and still shine. For the price, you don't want to spend $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 on a brand new diesel truck. A 6.0 definitely will fit the bill. You can find a really nice 6.0 for under $20,000 with under 150,000 miles. Now that's just a benchmark number. You can find, I'm sure you can find some with under 100,000 miles. But we all know that's just getting warmed up for a diesel truck, so it doesn't matter. So looks, engine-wise, the 6.0, like I said, is very dependable. Let's say you find a truck for $14,000 and you get it bulletproof. Let's say on a high end, a shop charges you $6,000 to bulletproof it, and so even if you buy a truck $14,000, bulletproof for $6,000, you're still fitting that $20,000 budget, and you basically have a brand new truck that's gonna last you a long time. You have solid front axle, just like the newer model trucks. All of them are coming with a solid axle front end. Definitely want that. Interior, you're not lacking any of the new technologies from the new trucks. Like, you have keyless entry. You can outfit it with power running steps. All your trucks can do that, but you have steering wheel controls, just like new trucks, climate controls from the steering wheel, trailer brakes, upfitter switches, which I don't have, but you can outfit them with that. You could find a truck with a sunroof, all of that. They even come with the sliding rear glass. If you get a 6.0, just know that you're not going to be lacking any of the quality or functionality of the new trucks, and you're going to get it for a much lower price. You're going to get a great sounding truck, something that turns heads when you drive up in a parking lot somewhere. Just an all-around great looking, sounding, performing truck that fits the bill. Can you get that in those other two trucks, GM or Ram? No, not in my opinion. You can't. Some of their newer trucks, yes, but you're gonna pay for that. 05, we're speaking of 05, 07. Can you get that, all that in another truck? Pretty sure you can. Dodge, anyone selling a used Dodge diesel 5.9 or 6.7, they're gonna be charging you high 20s, 30s for a diesel truck, which is nuts for a truck that's 10 plus years old. But that's just Dodge Ram people. They, value their engines, which, don't get me wrong, are pretty good engines. But you're gonna be driving around with a truck that's falling apart around its engine. The engine's gonna outlast anything else on those trucks. Trust me. That's just a downfall to Ram. But with this beauty, or any 05 to 07, 6.0, you have a quality truck in your hands, and that's built to last. Like Ford says, built for it tough. With a little added money, you can have a very, very stout truck that will do any and everything that you ask of it. So with that being said, hope everyone enjoyed this video. Shots fired at Cam, and I'm gonna be tagging a few other guys with Duramaxes and Rams, get you guys' opinion on what you think is the best diesel truck out there on the market. So let's keep this going. There's no hard feelings. It's all fun and games. It's just you get everyone making some videos and content. So with that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed. Please go down below, hit that like button, subscribe button, and also turn the notification bell. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of this video, what I could have done better and whatnot. So we're on the road to 1,000 subs. So I think we need like 160 more subs to hit 1,000. So you guys like and share this video and help us get to that mark. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed, and hope everyone has a great day and be safe. Peace.